Well, we're out in the goldfields today, and I've just taken about 2 steps from the car and had a 16. And I thought it would be a bit of modern rubbish because there is a bit of rubbish around this area that's been dumped, but I did find it down here, and it is that, which looks rather interesting. It's got a crown there and some sort of broochy type of thing, so I'll give that a clean and we'll see what it is, but that is looking rather unusual, so I'll be back in 1 minute. Now it's actually more complete than I thought it was. I thought it was broken or something, or missing a bit or something, but can't quite see what it says on that little bit there, but it says something, and then under here it says, "God save the Queen." Now, I don't know if that's Queen Victoria, or I'd nearly say it would be. But anyway, God save the Queen. And there is something written here and here, so I think possibly is a date there, so something 1897 or something. So I'll have to do a bit of research on that, but I'd nearly say that's a Queen Victoria, commemorative brooch of some sort. But I nearly reckon that says 1897 or something there. So some sort of jubilee, and I've no doubt that's the date. She started raining on that side maybe. Anyway, it's got like a bar running through there with I don't know what, probably pretty bad filming here, I'm sort of looking over the camera, some sort of thing on the end of it, I don't know what it is, like a sepulchre I think, and the crown. So anyway, and I haven't really cleaned this up super well, but there is the remnants. There would have been a pin running across there, and that's a clip on that side there. Anyway, that is absolutely brilliant. I mean, I've literally only walked about 10 steps from the car and got that, so we'll have to see what else is around this area, but that is brilliant. I really like that, and it's very unusual, so we'll see what else we can find. But anyway, that's a 15 I'm glad I dug. So we'll keep going. Well, had a bit of a scratchy 18 down here, and you can see that it was down, fair old way down here. Wasn't really a good signal, could only sort of get it one way, but I reckon that will be a Chinese coin. Now, she looks pretty cruddy, but you never know, it could clean up well, so anyway, we'll give that a clean and see what we've got. Well, I think she's certainly seen better days, but we'll better get a date, work out a date from that one. I have seen that design, I don't know, I have to look up, I always get confused with them. But anyway, she's pretty sort of worn looking, but nonetheless, we can see the characters there, so we'll be able to date it at least, hopefully, and no doubt I'll put a date on the screen, but that's jolly cool. So see what else is around. Now down here had a 13. It's pretty soggy, as you can see, and I've pulled out that one, which was only a 13, and I thought, oh yeah, it's a button, but it's got a hole in it, and it's a square hole. Is that a Chinese coin? I don't know, so it nearly has to be, but I didn't know they came that small. So I'll give that a clean and we'll see what we've got, and I'll put the other one next to it for some size comparison. But anyway, be back in a tick. Now, there we go. That is indeed a Chinese coin. It's very pitted and, not that good condition, but it's probably pretty old, so we won't blame it. But I did not know they came that small, because that is that one and that is the well, that's the size I've always found, is that size. So, you know, either she's worn away, maybe that's all it is, but I don't know. Well, today is Chinese coin day. Another 18. Look at that. Dug quite a few buttons in between, but we've got another Chinese coin, and I reckon it'll be the same as the one I found a couple ago. So we'll give it a clean and we'll compare the two and see if they're the same. Now there's the first one I found, and there is the one I just pulled out. Now it is a bit smaller, but maybe she's just worn down a bit, so I don't know, although the hole in the middle looks bigger, so gonna have to do a bit of research. But she looks like the same, from what I can see, the same patterns there, so not sure. It's definitely got a bigger hole in the middle, but anyway. Now I have found, you know, about 5 or 6 buttons, and some of them are just painted brass ones and plain ones, and I haven't really looked at them that much. I've just sort of went, oh yeah, and kept going. So some of them do have writing, so I'll show you at the end of the video, end of the wrap up. But I just pulled out, this one was a 14, and she looks a bit more special, so we might give her a clean up. Can see a bit of gold gilding coming through there, what's left of it, so we'll give her a quick clean. She looks a bit pretty. So we're back in a tick. We're running low on sunlight today, but that's what she looks like. You know, a little bit of gilt still there, some flower, well, flowers all the way around sort of thing. And on this side, can just make out there double gilt, so she's been gilded twice. So not a bad find, you know. That's a brilliant looking button, and you know, I'll better clean it up a bit more on that side, but that'll do for now. So that is a beauty, you know, such a lovely little unique piece of history. So anyway, 14, glad I dug it. So we'll see what else we can find. Now down there we had some really grunty, growly, glitchy high numbers, and you can see a bit of rust in that there. And we got that, which I thought, oh yeah, a bit of old chain, but it's actually, and it's gonna just fall to bits, an old iron padlock. So one of the old heart-shaped sort of ones. I reckon, maybe not. I thought I saw a bit of brass on here, which would account for the higher numbers, but you know, she is just falling to bits, so not much good to us, I'm afraid. But anyway, it's an interesting old padlock. It's a pity it wasn't a brass one. Anyway, we'll keep going. Now down here we've got some nice 22, 24, 26 sort of numbers. So I'm going to see what it is. I'm hoping for a coin, but it's sort of a little bit jumpy, so however, that does look nice. What is that? If it's a coin, it looks like it's got a hole in it. So I'd almost say it's a Commonwealth coin, Commonwealth penny with a hole drilled in it. So I'll have to give that a clean up and see what we have got there. If we can get some focus, it would be great, wouldn't it? Doesn't want to focus on it. There we go. So Has to be a Commonwealth penny. Anyway, we'll stop speculating, we'll clean it up and I'll be right back. And how wrong we can be. That is actually a token, but it's not a penny token, it has to be a halfpenny token because it's too small. But, you know, it's got a hole in it, so someone's had it as a medallion-y thing. Which is a bit hard to read, but Robert Hyde and Co. You know, shippers of glass, whatever, Melbourne. It's a pretty common token, not that I haven't got any halfpenny tokens, so that's cool. Now that side, just give a bit of a wet, maybe it'll be easier to read here. Maybe not. Anyway, we've got the peace and we need some sunlight, but we've got the peace and plenty, the emu and the kangaroo, and 1861 under there. So, you know, she's not the best condition, but nonetheless it is a token, and I'm very happy. We've broken the token drought. Haven't seen a token for ages. And there we go, halfpenny token. Absolutely brilliant. And I don't know if you can see that there, but 1861. So, Chinese coins, tokens, could this day get any better? So, let's see what else we can get. Well, we're having a good day. It was sort of a 13 before, but it's jumped up to 17, pulled the rock out of the way, and underneath it we've got another Chinese coin. You know, this is absolutely brilliant. I mean, you got to take these days when you get them, because next time I go detecting I may not find a single thing. It's got a bit of a piece missing out of there, but I don't think it's in here, so it may have been missing for a while. But she is quite a thin one, but I believe she's a different size again. Maybe I'm wrong, but she looks bigger. So we'll give that one a clean up, and we'll see if we've got another size yet again. Absolutely amazing. So I'll put this rock here and we'll use it as our table, and we'll give that a clean. So I'll be back in a tick, but she may be pretty fragile, that one. I don't know. Anyway, and so what a beautiful day this has been. There's the first one I found. You know, she's that size. I think, yeah, I found this little one next. She's that size. And this one sort of sits in the middle. She's sort of in between sizes. And then here is the one I just found, and she's actually quite a nice sort of, you know, she's got a chunk missing, but you know, she's quite nice patina, and you know, you can see the characters there. So we have got a jolly old full set. Absolutely incredible, absolutely amazing. Now out of there we had some good sort of numbers, pulled out a rock, and then there was a heap of rusty. There's actually another bit. Some sort of buckley thing. Anyway, there was a heap of rust down here, and I wasn't expecting, you know, much else. And then we got a buckle. Now we've got two buckley bitsy things, so don't know what they're off. I mean, they're obviously a buckle, but anyway, so we'll see if there's anything else down this hole. Now down here, digging under this root here, right up in there, we got that one. It's about 11 or something, but that is actually a little tiny padlock, or what's left of it. So, you know, that one is actually made out of brass, so we may take him. She's, you know, pretty well falling to bits, but anyway, I'll see if we can get a name or something off her. Anyway, she's been down there a while because she's under the roots and everything, so I'll pop her in the bag and we'll see what else we can get before we have to go home. That's always the, you know, crunch. You got to go home sometime. Well, I had all sorts of numbers going on here, some good high ones, and then grunts and gribbles, and finally I got that, which, you know, started coming up as a 19 once it got settled. And that is our old waistcoat buckles. Now I can see on there Paris, so there may be something else written on there, but anyway, they're always a cool little find, and we'll see. I'll check this hole again and make sure there's nothing else, because it was a funny sort of signal, but there may just be some rusty stuff down here. So anyway, we got something out of there, so that's the main thing. I had that one just under the leaf litter, and about a 1920, and I reckon that is a little watch winder, but it has got writing on it. Now that is always absolutely cool. You know, I don't mind finding them without writing, but with writing, they're just such a cool little find. So give that a quick brush and we'll see what we've got on there. So we'll be back in a tick. Well, she's being a bit hard to clean, so we can't quite make out the name there, but I can see down the bottom here Malden, so that is made in Melbourne, and I don't even know what's on that side. It's sort of really stuck on, but I think it's just patterns. So anyway, I'll clean it up better when I get home and we'll get a name off it, and I might even put it on the screen there. But anyway, that is cool as eggs, that is. It's missing the little loopy bit off the top, and it may not even be missing the keyway. I think that's the brass winder on there. So anyway, maybe it is rusted off, but anyway, it's a jolly cool little find, you know. Now down there we had a 11, and you know, we're digging down in the roots and we get that. What is that? Well, I reckon we're gonna have to give it a clean, but it's some kind of button, and it's had a metal back on it which is rusted out. But so we'll give it a clean and we'll see what's written on that. Could be rather interesting. So be back in a minute. Well, only a second for you probably. Well, she hasn't cleaned up as well as I thought, so we might have to wait till we get home to see all that, but it's got a belt around there. You can see the buckley bit down there, and it's got something written there. I can see dark, D-A-R-K, and there's something Don. Dark something, Dark Brandon. I don't know. Anyway, I'll try and give it a bit more of a clean up at home and see if I can see what that says. But anyway, I thought it was a bit more fancy than that, just looking at it through the dirt. But there you go. Anyway, it's interesting enough. Well, I'm really out of time, so I was just doing a frantic run around this area again to make sure I hadn't missed any coins, because, you know, found quite a few Chinese coins around this little area here. They're actually in sort of two areas, but anyway, I had some squawky, good sort of numbers here. They're a bit jumpy, but what on earth is that? I would nearly say that's a token, but she's just got a jolly old square hole in the middle. So, someone's driven a square nail or something through it, trying to make a Chinese coin or something. So, we'll quickly give that one a clean. And, you know, she's mutilated, but I reckon she's a token. She's hefty and big. So, what a glorious way to end. So quickly clean that up, and we've really got to get going quick. I mean, well, at least start heading back towards the car. So we'll give that a clean. Be back in a tick. Well, we're going to have to clean her up a bit better at home. We just haven't got time, but I reckon there's a date under there. Can't see it, but I can see on this side somewhere Holloway. So that's a Professor Holloway token, I believe. So someone's punched his face out there. So, you know, here's a token. It's a brilliant find. Holloway's pills and something. Anyway, but, you know, it's a pity it's been, you know, molested. You can see the square and the round head of it where it's banged in, so they've obviously nailed that to something. You know, who cares about tokens? Anyway, can see a person there standing doing something. Anyway, I'll have to put a picture up of a less mangled one, but I've no doubt most of you know what they look like. Anyway, that may be our last hole if we don't find anything on the way back to the car, but, you know, the token drought has broken. A halfpenny and a full token in one day. I mean, absolutely brilliant. Just an absolutely amazing afternoon. I mean, they don't happen like this every day. So, anyway, I reckon there's a lot of, I don't know, iron or something in the ground, because that wasn't a very good signal, really. So, you know, I may have to get brave and fiddle around with settings and stuff, but anyway, we found it, so there may just be some rusty nails or something down in there. Anyway, we're going to swing back to the car, and if we don't find anything, that'll be our day. So thanks for watching, and what an amazing day. Well, nearly back to the car, had a 19, and we've got an umbrella, whatever you'd call them. All the spokes hinge out of that little there pivot thing there. Anyway, so I reckon that'll be our last signal. We've only got about 10 feet to back to the car. So